Hi, Dave Forrest here for F52TV. Welcome to episode 15. I want to start off by saying a big thank you to everyone who downloaded the BFG from episode 14. The response was overwhelming. Over 1,000 people downloaded it, and you know, I got a lot of nice emails and a lot of nice comments left on the YouTube video, and everybody seems relatively happy with the with the offer, and so thanks for taking the time to download it, and I'm glad you all enjoyed it. A quick note on the BFG: the video will be taken down before next week's episode, so it will stay up for another week, alright? But then I will take it down again. So if you haven't watched it or you want to watch it again, or perhaps you've got some screen capture software, you could do that. I wouldn't mind. But I will be taking it off before. So it's up there for another week until Thursday next week, and then it'll come down when I upload the next episode. So just a heads up, and thanks again. Most magicians have a lucky card, and I'm no different. I've got a lucky card. My lucky card is the King of Clubs. Alright. In a moment I'm going to have you select a card, but I don't want you to choose my lucky card, so much so that I'm actually going to place it inside the card case. This means that when you come to select your card, there's no chance of you inadvertently selecting my lucky card, which is the King of Clubs, and remember, of course, the King of Clubs is inside the box. Now, we may come back to it and we may not, but now with my lucky card safely locked inside the case, we can proceed and have you select a card. So we'll give them a quick shuffle first, and if you could just call out stop as I run my thumb down the edge. Stop right here, and you would ask the spectator at this point to hold their hand out flat like a little table, and the card that they have selected at random on this occasion is the 2 of diamonds. Okay, so as good a card as any, and this would be placed into the spectator's hand. I'm on my own here, so I'm just going to hold on to it. And now you get back to your lucky card, which is inside the case. And now I'll see if I can get in close for this. So you tell them, don't worry about your 2 of diamonds. I'm going to show you something with my lucky King of Spades. Watch. And it instantly changes into the 2, and now the 2 over here has become the King. And of course the 2 can be taken out and examined and everything. And that is Sudden Impact by Cameron Francis. Just an amazing utility device. Let me tell you a few facts about it. Here is the DVD, Sudden Impact. It is a DVD. It comes with a gimmick that allows that change to take place. There are 7 different routines on here, and they're all slightly different. In the sense that this is more of a utility device than anything else. Okay, what I just showed you was one card changing into another. That's the most obvious thing you can do with it. But you can also, there's effects on here, for example, where one card melts through another. Like you put a selection and a joker in the box, give a shake, and they suddenly switch places. Now the 8's in front of the joker. It's like this sort of offbeat sort of penetration effect between 2 cards. You can change the back colour of a card from red to blue. You could cause a blank card to print to match a selection, or vice versa. You could cause a selection to turn blank. One of my favourite things on here is where you cause a playing card to change into your business card. So it doesn't just apply to business cards. And I remember speaking to Cameron when we'd done this, and there's every possibility you could change a playing card into, let's say, like some money or something like a dollar bill. You could have that happen with a little bit of thought, I'm sure. It's just a really, really useful, practical thing. And when I say practical, I mean it, because let me tell you this also. The box, alright, is an ordinary card case. A lot of people, when I dem this at conventions, they assume that this is a gimmicked box and it can't be used for anything else. But it can. I can easily, and I do mean easily, store the whole deck inside the box, alright? It doesn't interfere in any way. Alright, you can carry the case around, and at any time you like, you can do Sudden Impact. So the box is still, it's still a regular box. You just take the gimmick out of the DVD case when you get it, drop it in the box, and you're ready to do this at a moment's notice. One of the several routines that's on there. It's called Sudden Impact, and it is of course this week's competition prize. Alright, so you know, as usual, all you have to do, like this, there's a link on screen, visit the link, like the video, leave a comment, and if you could favourite this episode as well, and make sure you mention that you favourited this episode, alright? And then that would be great, and I will announce the winner next week. Good luck. So while we're on the subject of sudden impact, I should probably mention that it is part of the December sale. Now let me explain what's happening. Throughout December at Full 52, every Friday, so it starts tomorrow, there will be a selection of 5 DVDs at half price. Alright, so Sudden Impact is one of them tomorrow. I'll quickly tell you what else is available tomorrow. It is Sudden Impact, The Gathering, Colour Burn, Project Zero, and Nevermore. All those 5 DVDs all day tomorrow, just for 24 hours, will be half price. Alright, so that's on Friday the 9th. And then next Friday, which will be the 16th, on the 16th there will be another selection of a different 5 DVDs that for 24 hours will be half price. And that will repeat again the Friday after that, and that's really the last chance to buy stuff before Christmas. The idea is that it's a Christmas sale, right? So there are 3 Fridays coming up. The first one tomorrow, where these DVDs are slashed, the prices are slashed. I will be sending a mail shot out to my mailing list that will give details of what's going to be discounted on what day, and exactly which time between, you know, because it's a 24-hour thing. But one thing I should also mention is the Secret Santa gift. If you order 3 or more items, you also receive £30 worth of Secret Santa magic. Alright, so it's stuff that's not included in the sale. It's worth approximately £30, which I think is about $45, and that will be included if you simply buy 3 or more products. And considering you're buying them at half price, that quickly adds up to quite a good deal, I think. So if you're not a member of my mailing list, please sign up and join, and you get these you get these special offers and stuff in your inbox. And yeah, so just a little heads up about the sale, and if you come back next week, of course, this won't be on sale anymore, but that's neither here nor there. That's it. Yeah, go and check it out. Starts tomorrow, the big sale. Okay, so this week's free effect is a lovely little sandwich effect that again, it's something that I'm going through notebooks and thinking, what can I teach this week? I think this has got a lot going for it, and it's got a lot going for it because I really like the way that you get into this. Alright, it seems impossible. From a shuffle deck, you're going to find 4 of a kind, but you do it in a sort of sneaky way, and in a way that's slightly, you know, it's kind of like, I'll tell you what, just have a look. Here it is. So a spectator is asked to thoroughly shuffle the deck. So no order, no setup whatsoever. And you can see, well shuffled, alright. And you're asked that you're going to remove a couple of cards. So let's see, maybe we would use this one here, and maybe this one here. Actually, on second thoughts, what might be better is to use the jokers. So let's see if we can get the jokers out. Hang on, there's 1 and 2. So we'll use the jokers instead because they're easier to remember. And someone just called out stop as you run your thumb down the edge, like this. And they are given the card that they stopped at. Okay, in this case, it's the 4 of spades. That card is placed back inside the middle of the pack, just like so. And so now you take the 2 jokers, place them on top of the pack like this, and you invite a spectator to cut the deck, okay, which they do. Give a little riffle, a little snap, and when you run through, amazingly there is 1 card in between the jokers, and that card just so happens to be the 4 of hearts, which was of course the selected card. So effect is over, but you announce that you'll try something else. Take the jokers, place them back on top, and again a spectator is invited to cut the pack, which they do. just like so. Then just a snap, a little riffle. This time when we go through, the jokers appear to have trapped 3 more cards from a shuffled deck. They just happen to be the other 3 4s. Okay, so here's a pretty cool sandwich effect. But the real value, I think, in this is how to arrange 4 of a kind for yourself from a shuffle deck. Now, in the performance, because I don't have a spectator here, it's hard to sort of convey what I'm trying to get across here, right? I don't have a spectator, so I used 2 jokers, right? I gave the excuse, oh, jokers will be more memorable, we'll use them. But here's what you would really do in a real life situation, alright? You wouldn't use that joker thing. Here's what you would really do. The spectator genuinely shuffles any deck, alright? So they shuffle it back. And what you do is you take it back and you look at the top card. In this case, it's a 4, alright? And strangely enough, I think it was 4s in performance. So it's a 4. You've already got a 4 in place. Here's what you do. You're going to run through the pack, and the first 4 you come to, it's right there, see? You don't do anything clever, you just move it to the face, and you keep spreading through. The next 4 that you come to, you're going to up jog, and what you're saying here is we're going to use a couple of cards from the deck. Let's use these 2. You take them out, drop them down, and then you're going to turn this over and double undercut that bottom card to the top, right? So it just looks like a quick mix after you've removed these. And then you think better of it. You say, actually, rather than me choose these 2 cards, why don't you choose them? So choose any pair, like a black aces or red jacks or anything of your choosing. And what you do is you put these back in. I've just done a Charlie A cut, and then I'm going to double undercut back to the top. So you see the trick hasn't begun. You've started by removing a couple of cards, abandoned that, and in order to be fairer, you're allowing them to choose. So let's say they choose the black 2s. Now look, you've already got these on top. Say fine, the black 2s, it's fairer if you choose, so we'll remove the black 2s. And can you see that I hope you can see that by doing very little work, and what really just seems all above board, from a shuffle deck you've got 4 of a kind ready for a killer revelation, right? Because you need to remind them here this was a shuffle deck. So you remove the black 2s and say fine, you know, that's what you've chosen. Okay, so all you're going to do now is force one of these 4s. Now I used a riffle force in performance, but here's what I will say very quickly. To those of you who are proficient, you could classic force one of these, right? Because you're forcing from a bank of 4. It doesn't matter which one they pick. So that's something that, might be worth thinking about. Either way, we'll talk about the riffle force here. You're just going to cut the deck and hold a break. Run your thumb down the edge and invite someone to call stop. You want to sort of time it so they stop you near your break. You're going to indicate right here and apparently pick up there. But what you really do is you allow that to close and your thumb picks up at your break. Okay, so the 4s are here. And you give them the card that they stopped you on. This half goes back on top. So they look at that card. And now a simple double undercut. I'm starting with a Charlie A there. It's back on top of the other 4s. And then a double undercut as taught in a previous episode. So, all you need to do now is a simple standard sandwich move. Now what you can do is put the 2 2s on top, take a break under this card, which is the selection, put the 2 2s on top like that, peel one off, you obviously pick up all 3 cards, alright, peel one off, there's the selection of course, this one goes on top and you square them up, and that's a standard sandwich move that puts the card in there. The way I did it in performance is to take a break under this card, simply peel this one and then put this one into the break, display like this, which is good for the audience's perspective. They can clearly see the 2 2s. There's actually a card in between them they don't know about. Like this, square that up and invite them to cut the deck, which they do. Give a snap and a riffle. You're going to run through, and it appears that one card has appeared in between the 2 2s. What you're also going to do at this stage is spread over at least 3 cards, because these are the other 4s. as you take this one out, you're going to load these 3 in, right? So that's the situation. I'm going to square up like this, drop these down, and then pick up all 6 cards. And when you pick it up, you want your fingers to shield the edge, 'cause it's quite a thick packet, so you pick it up so that the edge is not visible, and you peel a 2, and when you peel this one, you deal it down, and it appears that the selection has appeared in between these 2 cards. This is actually 4 cards. So I'll just do that again quickly. Okay, you've got a break under all 6 cards, and you're going to peel 1, peel the next one and deal it down. Sorry. Peel 1, deal the next one down, and then you've got everything's ready to complete the next sandwich. Okay, so that's effect number 1. You just want to peel these singularly. We'll put the 2s here, and we'll try this one more time. Invite them to cut the pack, and of course it works itself from here because you've already loaded 3 cards in there. Spectators are genuinely surprised to see these 3, and it's at this point that you remind them it was a shuffle deck. Say it's from a deck you shuffled yourself, and they'll remember that they did. You say it's the other 3 4s. Okay, that is it for this week. Thank you for watching again. Next week's episode and a few episodes afterwards, like 15, 16, this is 15, so 16, 17, 18, should be pretty good. I am this weekend coming. This is Thursday, so over this weekend I'm going to go and shoot this DVD with Lee Smith. I know I said I would have some information about it, I'm just too busy. But the DVD will be in production, so you'll definitely see something about it coming up soon. But a few other friends are going to be there, friends in magic whose names you will recognise, and hopefully I'll be able to grab 5 minutes with each of them for a little slot on F52TV. So hopefully, fingers crossed, if we've got time and everything, there's going to be a few guest appearances on upcoming episodes, and these guys are all shit hot. I mean, they know their stuff, and it's definitely going to be worth watching, so stay tuned. I'm Dave Forrest for F52TV. I'll see you next time.